Douglas, what are you doing? Come on, Douglas, what are you doing? Weekend update, airplane and scenery edition. So what I was just alluding to is I have taken a break here to work on a aircraft model. This is a 1/72nd scale Handley Page Victor, which was a British V bomber. They made three different types: the Victor, the Vulcan, and the Valiant. This one I've always admired the plane's design, and this kit is a new release from Airfix, and it's very nice. They've got engraved panel lines and a very well fitting model, minimal amount of misfit in any of the parts and stuff like that, and I'm enjoying it. But so I know you guys have seen me do a few of these, but a few planes over the last year, but this one was started on a trip when I was working for work, and I did all the cockpit and internal things, and now I'm spent the last couple of days starting to assemble the main body and wingspan and stuff. The other thing we'll look over here, take a real quick look at it, is a second Mikado that I weathered. And this is a BLI 282 that they make. They have two of them, the 624 and the 622. And so this one I'm finished weathering, and it's a process of washes, pastels, and dull coats, layers to get that steamer look. And we'll put that in layout and do a run by here later on. I'm going to call this an aha moment, and what I'm going to tell you about is this is the East Augusta and the Statler tissue mill, and I've been working on finishing up the ground cover and scenery in this area where the warehouses are, and I still got to build the dock for over there, but I'm getting the stuff out in front here, and I'm finishing up the little bit of dress up around the propane tanks. But I was putting ground cover all the way out here, and this is in the helix area. So as you look around here, it goes around to this side of the helix, and that's the line that goes off to Richmond and Gardner that comes from Brunswick, and then the line in front of me is the one that comes out of the station into East Augusta. And my intent was to go around this little V-shaped area here where it's open, and I was going to put more terrain cover there, and so you wouldn't see this area through here. So bring trees around to here, you know, with some foam, and then build some foam up here. But I'd never really fully thought out this side over here where the propane tanks are. Now, because of distances and things, and I wanted to have a certain amount of stretch, the propane tanks actually go past the helix's cover here. So, and I planned it that way, but I'd never really figured out what I was going to do here going behind so that I could hide the helix when you look down from that direction down there. And the aha moment is I can take this area right here, and I'm going to get the foam and put the foam around here, and I'm going to put trees in here. So when you look down this way, all you're going to see is a line of trees behind the propane tanks and down this side of the track. And then on this side, we'll have the this side here will have the tree line, or the face coming around this way. So at least when you're up in the upper level and operating, you won't really see the helix. And the helix is obviously open at the top, so it's easy to look down in there. And then the other thing I have is the cameras, which I have two in the helix and all the other cameras in station. But I'd already started putting the ground cover on when I put the aha moment, so I'm not going to finish doing the static grass here, and let this all dry out, ballast the main line, then come back with the foam and do some terrain shapes with the foam, glue them down, and then I'll have a nice entry from the helix into East Augusta. All right, so we'll continue on here. I still got to build those loading docks over here, but I've brought the scenery back in here. I've set the starch handling shed. The starch handling tower, or the starch tower, will be right there, but we'll let that all dry first, and then I'll place it in afterwards, because I took it out and painted it with a rattle can. And this side here, I'd always kind of half-ass finished the track ballasting and the ground cover around it, and there was no ground cover back there because I had to build the powerhouse and this chimney and all that stuff, and I hadn't decided. So that's all scenic in there. I laid in the switch area where the switch stands are going to go, so I'll have to do that coming up here. And then I'll continue working down this way. This little dust extractor, I think, is going to go right in here. I think just put it in there for more structural interest. And the other thing I noticed right here is I had to attach this to the wall. You know, I used double-sided tape, but it's just a big piece of plastic going along there. So the double-sided tape worked down there where I'd already glued on or stuck on the steel building, but this building here, because it's very thick, had a kind of a bow in it. So I basically put that sheetrock screw through it, and now I've got to build basically some kind of ductwork that's going to cover that and go up to the top of the building here. I'm probably going to do that in a couple of the buildings here, or windows here in the areas, and do some ductwork going to the top of the building. And again, I'm not doing exactly what the structure looks like. The actual main building here that was the original structure was all brick, which is kind of what I'm simulating with these here. But it was actually 4 or 5 structures at all kinds of different angles where the dam was that provided the water power for the mill. And I like how these photo backdrops have come in on that. So it gives you that multiple structures there. But as far as trying to accurately build this mill, I'm giving you something that's a facsimile of it. And besides, who the hell's going to know except Cameron? Or somebody that lives up there and knows what it looked like in real life. And so that's about as much as I'm going to get done in East Augusta this weekend. The other thing I wanted to show you is I think I found my solution for the Augusta branch where it climbs up off the main line here at 4%. And this is Plastruct fieldstone sheets. I've got them all cut out. I got to do one more over here in this area here, but I still got to figure out how I'm going to actually do this disappearing of the main line here. I don't want it to look like it's a bridge going under, but you know, I got to do something. So that fieldstone's got a nice texture to it. I'll take that out and paint it, and then do some glue, and then, or whatever you call it, spray on adhesive and glue it up to there. And I'll do the same thing coming down on this side too. As a matter of fact, I bought 2 bags of it, and I'll show you a picture of that here in a minute. Hopefully that'll cover all that. And so this is what I'm using right here, Plastruct HO fieldstone, and it comes with 2 pieces. So that, what I've done up there, I've used about 1.5 pieces. So there we go, weekend update. Oh, there's a T.W. Dick main fabrication building that I've started scratch building, and for whatever reason I got into a loss of excitement about building it. So it's going to sit here until I get back into that mode of wanting to finish it off. And I've also got to build the actual main office, which goes in this spot right here. And then there's a shed that I've got to kind of meld into that corner right there where they had, it was an open top, you know, sheet metal roof shed with just poles holding the roof on that. They put a lot of structural shape in there also. But I'm definitely getting back into doing work on my railroad here lately. And been working on the trees down there on the other side of Hollowell, but still got some time to finish on that and do that creek down there that goes through there into the swim hole.